Hi Angelarts, I am Roma Has. You can call me Roma. I am 28 years old and I live in Seoul, South Korea. So that's the Korea Standard Time Zone, which is about 17 hours ahead of California's time zone. As far as my schedule goes, I am guaranteed to have every Sunday off, and I will have some Saturdays off, and sometimes I will have to work on Saturdays. The good thing about my schedule is that I will know about a week ahead of time if I have to work on Saturday. And so if you decide to choose me for this campaign, then I will let you know as soon as I know my schedule for the next week. I understand if that makes it too difficult for you to juggle everyone else's schedules to match up with mine. I hope it doesn't disqualify me right away, but if it does, I totally understand. The big difference in the time zone, I totally get that. But anyway, as far as my history with Pokemon goes, I've been playing Pokemon ever since the first generation, Red and Blue. I played the first three generations, and then, like a lot of people, I actually took a break during the fourth and fifth generations because I was getting into college at that point. I felt like I didn't have enough time for Pokemon anymore, and I just thought I had grown out of it. But then, with the release of Pokemon X and Y, and more recently Sun and Moon, I've become a fully fledged fan again. And I really missed those games. I didn't realize how much I had missed them until I started playing them again. And for tabletop gaming, I have never done a tabletop campaign in my life. I've been wanting to try, but Dungeons and Dragons has been around for such a long time and it's kind of intimidating. And then Dragon Age, the lore is so huge that that's also somewhat intimidating. But Pokemon is a relatively simple game with a pretty simple storyline, and I'm really curious to see what you can do with it. So that's why I'm trying out for this. So anyway, let's get on to my character. My character's name is Molly Moon. She's about 22 or 23 years old. She's in her early 20s. And her story is that she grew up in the foster system, and she was basically being bounced around from house to house her whole life. And since nothing in her life was ever permanent, she became very emotionally withdrawn from everyone. Eventually, she landed with a very wonderful family who really did care about her and they wanted to see her come out of her shell. But by then, it was kind of too late because she was already emotionally withdrawn, and also she was very suspicious of any attempts to get close to her because, like I said, nothing in her life had ever been permanent, and she was kind of afraid of attachment by that point. So she ended up running away from this family, and she ended up getting into small crime just to survive out on the street. So things like pickpocketing, shoplifting, things like that. And as she got older, it grew into burglary, breaking and entering into houses and trying to steal things from there. And eventually she was caught and sent to jail. And while she was in jail, she took part in a Pokemon rehabilitation program, and she was assigned to take care of a baby Zubat, an orphaned baby Zubat. And this Zubat, she ended up naming him Bullet because while he was flying around the room, he would ricochet off of things and he was just zipping around so fast, it reminded her of a bullet, so she named him Bullet. Well, multiple attempts to release Bullet back out into the wild failed, and he either flew away for a short time or he just wouldn't fly away at all. And he eventually evolved into Crobat, and the head of the program saw this as a sign that he had grown so attached to her. So he decided when she got out of jail, she was allowed to take him with her on the condition that she leave the life of crime and try to lead an honest life. So yeah, that's the basics of her character. Her name is Molly Moon. Her partner is Crobat named Bullet, and she is very inspired by Bullet in a way because he was able to reach his full potential by allowing himself to become attached to her. So the story of Molly is basically her trying to get her life back together, trying to make a better life for herself and Bullet, and also trying to learn how to trust people. trying to learn how to trust people again. So anyway, that's my character concept. I hope you like it, and let me know if you have any feedback. Thanks for your time.